Hi, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening. We're coming to you from two different locations tonight. You're probably like, what's going on?
Yeah. So as you guys probably noticed today, we didn't do our fitness challenge live. So we're like, oh my God, we need to get it done. So we thought we'll get it done with you guys tonight instead.
Exactly. And we're actually going to also weigh in with you because we didn't get to do that. It's been a different kind of weekend this week, actually. Kind of funny that it stems in with a little bit of our topic that we're going to be talking about later this evening about, you know, how do you keep motivated when things get thrown at you, even when they're planned ahead of time. And sometimes you just gotta go with it. And we're gonna talk about that later. But first things first, we're gonna get our fitness challenge on. Actually, did you all first do your daily task, which was reviewing your commitments? Have you done that yet?
I've seen a lot of people send them in, so that's great. We're reviewing them again. For those of you who want us to review them again, we've been doing that today.
You don't have to, however, just as a reminder, if you're really happy with the way your first week, your first 7 days have gone so far with the commitments that you have, keep them. You'll have another chance next Sunday to again revise, review. I hate to say change, but enhance, maybe make better, improve, all of the above. You use the word that works best for you. Because this is what this is all about, right? We're going to talk about how we're making this commitments work for us this time. It was a busy weekend this weekend, actually. Before we even get into our fitness challenge, it was a crazy weekend. As you all know, I was at Mayfest, which is a huge deaf event that happens annually every year in Toronto. I had Pam here for the weekend as well. And then our friend Renee came to visit, and then last night we had a few of my girls, the ladies I went to school with, all get down because we haven't seen Pam in a long time. She lives in Halifax.
It's also important that we're kind of being honest with you all. This KickStart. We've been talking to you guys about how the last few years that vision of us being on or off has kind of disappeared. We didn't like the whole 42 days on and then disappearing. And so
it didn't work for us. We have to admit to it.
It's kind of that's also we've also decided this time that if we have celebrations with friends, we're not going to stop having fun with friends. So we established some rules that we're going to try to follow this summer with our drinking and that those kinds of events.
We want to be as human as possible and as real and as normal as possible. Because guess what? It's not easy to go through everything we're going through and still live a healthy life at the same time.
We're trying to balance there. We're trying to build something that's forever right now. We're not trying to build something that's just for a specific amount of time. So we're trying to see what we can do to create a new living pattern for ourselves.
And I'll be honest, last night I came home after 2 extremely busy days. And we had a whole bunch of people here, and by 7:30, 8 o'clock, I was not feeling
I
well.
wasn't the first one in bed.
I was not feeling well. I honestly just did not feel well, and I went to bed. I actually said goodbye to all my friends early and went to sleep because I just wasn't feeling it. I couldn't continue, and there was no use in me continuing.
So I can actually show you guys my tracker right now, and you guys can see, we missed some stuff on our commitments. And so we're being honest because you know what? We're trying to do this. We're going to try to do these commitments all summer.
I think last time we were so gung ho, especially the winter run. We need to do this. We need to prove to ourselves that we can do 42 days and never falter. And we didn't falter much last time. There was very few commitments as well. And I think what's going to happen is there's going to be some kickstarts that you're going to do amazingly well in, and there's going to be some that are going to be a little bit harder than others, and that's okay because that's how life is.
And that brings us to today's conversation. So we're going to do a quick activity challenge right now. Leg lifts and calf raises. And those calf raises first for standing up.
Okay, sure.
And then we'll do the leg lifts.
I'm not looking forward to the leg lifts.
So we're going to do the activity first. And the next chat is about, how you keep motivated. How do you push yourself to keep doing this over and over again for the rest of your life?
Why do you keep doing it?
Yeah, why do you keep doing it?
Why? Just trying to.
Alright, so let's do our activity challenge. So today there's for those of you who are doing advanced or moderate, just go to the website, go to your day 7 guide, it'll show you the activities for your level. We're doing the beginner level. So if you want to join us right now, if you want to join us right now or do the activity with us from your home right now, we're going to start with the calf raises, okay? So I'm gonna go like this because they need to see our feet now. They don't see our.
I think they see our feet.
They couldn't before. Now they can. All right. So here we go. Because you can see the blue line now. Okay, here we go. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Okay, so leg lifts. We're gonna sit down on the floor. Oh, yeah, wait. Okay, so they can see us. Okay. Essentially, you're gonna lift your knees up like this. You can also lie back on the ground if you want to, which is what I'm going to do. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna lift those knees up. I'll show you right now. So you guys can hear me. So you're gonna lie back, raise those knees, and bring them back down. Okay? So that's all we're doing right now.
We're doing 10 of
We're
them.
just doing 10 of them. Okay? So here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
This hurts the hips.
2,
Oh my god.
and 1 more. And that's it. We did it. Woo! We can cross that off on our
On the tractor today, because we didn't get to do them yesterday.
yesterday was rest day.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So we did rest.
You know what the funny thing is, everybody, is we did each film our own little weigh-in video yesterday.
But
But we didn't post it. We were too busy. So you know what? We're not gonna post something if we weren't doing it exactly together. Not that we weren't doing it together, but you know what I mean.
So now we'll see that at the breaking spot.
Just
Alright. Alright. Hi everybody, we can see you now and see your comments.
yeah, we're on an iPhone over there.
Okay.
Wow, all the people that are here. I love it. I love it. I love it.
So yeah, so we are right now. Okay. Oop, I got disconnected there.
So right now, before we even go in, we're gonna do our next thing, which we didn't do today as well yet, is weigh in real quick. So we actually have the shape up right here. No lie. And so Nick's gonna,
We planned.
yeah, we planned. We're like, you know what? And we decided that going forward, our our weekly weigh-in is going to be Sunday nights at the beginning of every show. We think, why do we always have to do it on a Saturday morning? Like we've been doing Saturday mornings consistently for years, but why is it that it has to be a morning after a workout, after this? You know what I mean? We programmed ourselves for so many years of thinking.
The other thing now. We can turn this off now.
Oh yay. We programmed ourselves to so many years that saying, oh my God, if I do it after a workout, the number on the scale will be lower. If I do it after this, there'll be this, right? We all do it. We're all guilty. And we want to remove that. We want to remove that stigma as that it has to be done at that point in
So
time.
we're weighing right now.
So we're weighing in after
dinner.
We've had drinks, we've eaten. Our carryout this week was twice because I was supposed to make pizza last night, but after the day I had at work, not that it was a bad day, it was a great day. I was not coming home to make pizza.
I'm getting on right now.
So I will show everybody.
There we go.
Nick's getting on.
Camera's up.
I know, I realize that it's just in
But
the way.
Move it.
I know, but I feel like I should be on the other side.
Then go really on this side.
I don't like being on this side.
It's not forever.
I know, they can't see it still. Oh, oh,
Look, it's white.
I know I can talk, so can you.
No, I'm getting.
And you are still green,
I'm
honey.
still green on my shape of scale, which is good.
That's fabulous. And then I will go ahead and weigh in as well. Make sure you're out of the app.
I am, yeah.
My God, should I take my hat off? I'm just joking. I'm being funny. And Lynn's like, yes, take it off. That's like 0.5 of an ounce.
There we go.
I'm not lying. I was the same.
Keep going. I wonder what it's gonna have. Stop moving. There we go. Green.
Also green. Green.
That's great. I'm gonna go look at the actual number.
Yeah, I want to go see my number as well.
I'm 267.9, which I completely expected. I did have dinner already. It was pizza leftovers from yesterday. So I'm actually, you know what? I'm 226.2. And on last
week when I weighed in, I was at 224.9. So I haven't gone up much. And I did have pizza last night. We had Greek food or Jerusalem the other night. We've had cocktails with our friends. So it's so funny how, life is going to happen, and sometimes it's going to show on the scale and sometimes it's not. So for those of you who are wondering, for us, green means we're maintaining our weight. We're in a threshold that we have been sticking to the same weight, and we're not increasing or decreasing at this point in time.
So let's get to tonight's topic. We want to make sure that everybody understands that Sunday nights are more of a community chat. We changed. So first, we're going to have a quick session. We're going to talk about today's topic. And then once we're done, we're going to shut down the live feed. So if you're watching us from YouTube, from Facebook, go to jeanlucandnick.com/day/7.
Yes.
And if you go on that page, exactly, you will see the Zoom link. You have to be a member of our website, though. So make sure you sign up to be a member to get access to that link to join us in Zoom. So tonight's topic.
Let's talk about this topic, which is really motivation, right? Motivation. It is one of the biggest topics out there, as well as the topic we talked about last week, well, on Tuesday with Tia, which was binging. But motivation is a huge topic because how many of us lose it? And what happens when we lose motivation? We don't want to do anything because guess what? It's the excitement. It's that whole excitement of day one's here. I'm always excited. And the first day of school, the first day of a new job, the first day of this. But by day 7, it's kind of sometimes you get in that lull. So you always have to make it feel like it's always a day one. Yes. But the thing is it's okay to have that fading feeling after the first 7 days. So that's normal. But what gets you through it is knowing that you have a purpose, and we all have a purpose.
And that's called your why. And that's the real reason why you signed up to do KickStart. You're all here to do something. There's something that you're motivated to try to achieve. Maybe it's no longer to feel, maybe you want to feel better in your body. Maybe it's you want to live longer and stronger for your kids.
Or your spouse.
Maybe it's to prove yourself that this time you're sticking with it. There's many reasons why you're possibly doing KickStart.
And there is not one why out there that is incorrect or wrong. Don't let anyone tell you that your why is not good enough or your why should be this. It's your why. It's nobody else's. And that's why whys are so powerful. And your why is more powerful than any excuse out there. It is one of the most powerful tools you have in your tool belt because it's what keeps you centered. It's what keeps things at the front of your mind is I'm doing this why. Maybe a great vision board is creating a why vision board instead of a vision board towards your goals as well. Think of things like that. What is my why and why is it here to help me?
So the reason this topic came out is because we had some people write into us, 4 people actually. This was the most requested topic. And a lot of people are asking about, how do I stay motivated when it's at some days I just don't feel like it. But as time wears on, discipline disappears and, motivation fades. So eventually you just start doing stuff half-hearted. So how do you keep yourself going consistently throughout, whatever achievement you're trying to whatever goal you're trying to set for yourself to achieve? And so that's the first section of the first topic I want to talk about right now is how do you stay motivated when you're starting to feel that, that sameness. And Jean-Luc and I suffer from that. We actually suffer from that kind of motivation loss after a while. We've always done that. When we started Weight Watchers, when we started anything, we were always gung-ho at the beginning. But eventually, as the time wore on, we would lose that motivation to stick to the program of itself. But it doesn't mean that we lost motivation in the goal itself. And I think that's where the distinction is. So some of us have motivation. It's just sometimes that we don't have the motivation to do what we're doing.
Or what we've told ourselves we need to do.
Exactly. And I think that's where the commitments of KickStart comes in. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why we ask you on Sundays today to revise your commitments. Because we always set these goals or these commitments for ourselves, these things that we want to achieve. And we find out eventually that, oh, this is too hard. But most of us, instead of saying, I'll tweak it, most of us say, it's too hard, screw this, I'm not going to continue, I just quit. And so what we're trying to teach you with KickStart is it's hard to set achievable goals. It's hard to set yourself things that are easy to do every day. So we're trying to teach you guys how to create those small steps to achieve those goals. But sometimes those small steps are possibly too big for yourselves. And so that's why every week we'd ask you, okay, how do those commitments go this week? Were they good for your current situation in life? And you're going to be doing this going forward, not just for the 42 days, because like we've said this year, this summer, during Kickstand, you're going to keep revisiting your commitments every Sunday, all summer long with us. Because this is going to be something you're going to keep building on. You're going to keep working on so that eventually, when we get to the fall, we hope you'll still be motivated to do your commitments each and every single day.
And something Nick just mentioned here, which made me think of your goals. A lot of times these goals are things you've never done before. So how do you expect to even know how you're going to get there if you've never done it? So you might need to change things up a little bit or adapt to the surroundings or the situations that you're being faced on a daily basis in order to still achieve that goal. It doesn't mean because you change the way of getting there that you're not going to get there, right? There's multiple ways to travel to Toronto. Not one's the right way, not one's the wrong way. And it doesn't matter how long it takes you to get somewhere, as long as you're getting there and you're moving towards that, to that specific destination.
And there's a reason why also one of the feedbacks we received often from people who did KickStart in the fall last year or winter was that I started out so gung-ho, but then midway through I couldn't get my commitments done, so I just gave up and stopped doing anything. And we're trying to resolve that issue by having you guys change your commitments. Remember when we first started KickStart?
We're like, no
changing your commitments. Remember we were all rigid and we're like, don't change. And
we're like strict.
We're like, no, that doesn't work because people realize they can't do something or life circumstances change. So that's why now we incorporate that review. We want you to review them and to tweak them. Because what we don't want is for you to get to the end of KickStart and be like, oh my God, this commitment I put myself, I did 0 out of 42 days. We don't want that. Of course, it's okay if you get that. We're not going to judge you. No one's going to judge you. No one's going to see that you've gotten 0 out of 42. But what we want is for you to say, you know what, I got 0 out of 7 for the first week. But by week 2, I just changed it to 10 minutes instead of 30 minutes. And then you know what? I was able to kick ass for the next 5 weeks on that commitment. And so that's what we want to see.
And this is exactly what we want to mention about this whole revision of your commitment. We don't want you to take that commitment out completely and start with a new commitment. We suggest that you revise that current commitment to something that is similar, but that might not be as challenging for you right now at this specific time.
Exactly.
Right? So that's what we're asking, we're suggesting.
And we're hoping that by doing this, it'll keep your motivation. Because if every week you're setting yourself up with commitments that are doable for you and you will achieve them, by the end of each week, you'll feel more encouraged because you're like, oh my God, I did this week again.
I can do it again.
And I can do it again. And so you'll feel more encouraged by completing your commitments, being able to do many of them, than as opposed to setting yourself up to fail more every day and getting something that you don't achieve every day. So that's why sometimes we said to some of you, you know, put 5 commitments and put one of them be, I'm going to wake up and smile every morning. That's one of my commitments. Why do we put that one? Because that one is simple. You can do it anytime you want, and it's an easy check off your list every day. You can say, commitment number 10, wake up every day and smile in the mirror and tell myself I'm beautiful. That could be your commitment. And you know what? That's an amazing commitment. Again, because it helps with your self-love and your self-esteem. So
yeah, and I also think it's how we word things, right? We might have not even overstepped, but over committed, because that's a thing. We as humans are used to overcommitting ourselves sometimes.
Oh, I can do that.
Stretching ourselves too thin.
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
So we're telling you, keep some layers on there. Make it cushy in a way that makes you successful, because the way things are is you get better at doing things, right? You keep remembering that I get better at doing things. So that's okay. He moves on and doesn't. Right. Yeah. So another thing too is like somebody else had mentioned something about not having the energy or feeling really low in motivation, not having that, you know, because they're associating motivation with energy, right? Which is great. But knowing that motivation is not just physical energy, it's mental energy as well. So picking those tiny actions once again, going back to those small little things, like making sure your water bottle is always full. Always full. So keeping that in mind that, you know what, my water bottle can never go, like, give yourself a line. You put a line on your bottle. Maybe we should start our drinking game again.
I think every time we drink, they need to drink.
Oh, I think so.
I think we got to like put that back in some way.
It used to be corn, for those of you who remember.
But I think it's just easier if we grab our mugs and I'll make it obvious. I'll be like,
Water break. Oh my God. Water break.
Yeah. with
Jean-Luc and Nick.
No, it's with Al Johnson and Joanne McLeod or something like that.
Around.
Yeah.
So pick those little tiny actions, like making sure your water is always full. Making sure. I love Nick right now. He's got this timer on. That makes him stand up.
I love that you love me right now.
Once in a, yeah, just right now. I don't love him every time, but just right now.
I love that.
But he gets up with a timer once an hour just to make sure he's standing up. He's actually getting food for me. He got me food today, which I was like, wow. I was like, okay.
I can get up.
And a drink. And it was funny, he got up and his timer went off. So I was like, oh, little sneaker. He knew it was coming up soon. But still, he did it. So that was great. So doing these little things that keep you on the ball and keep you feeling like you're doing something, because you are actually doing something, okay?
And what the thing is, guys, like my standing up every hour thing, it was a simple thing to do. My alarm I just keep refreshing it every time. And you know what? I've been getting up every hour at least once now. And so that's just a small thing, whereas before I never got up for hours sometimes. And then I'd be the whole morning sitting on my butt on the couch working. And now I make sure to always set that timer. I even did it on the weekend. So
there's another thing that someone else mentioned that we wanted to talk about a little bit too, is those voices in our head, our inner saboteur, as we like to call them. I'm going to say them because I don't know. Your inner saboteur could be a girl, could be a boy, could be they, them. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how they identify themselves, but I think you need to identify that self-saboteur. Give that name, give that voice a name, name it, tell it, so you can actually have conversations with that inner saboteur when they're saying, you're not good enough. You're never going to follow through. So you could turn around and say, excuse me, I'm not looking to follow through right now. I'm not perfect. I'm just progressing as I go, and talk to that inner saboteur. I think a lot of times we think we're crazy when we talk to ourselves, but we're not. Because really, when we're talking to ourselves, we're making ourselves realize that we can do hard things and we can achieve hard things as long as we put our one foot in front of the other.
Or talk to your cat or your dog.
Yeah.
No, they listen.
I
don't need to answer back. Sometimes just talking it out to someone and just voicing it in actual words instead of just constantly juggling it in your head. Sometimes by just voicing it, you're like, oh my God, I just realized that I have a solution for my problem. Just by talking it out loud. So sometimes you just need to talk out loud when you're struggling and you're not sure. Or if your inner saboteur is telling you that you're not going to achieve things. You know, again, thoughts are not facts. I want to repeat that. Your thoughts are not facts. And so if you think you can't do something, that's your thought, your brain telling you this from your jaded history of the past of things that you've done. You know, I jumped on a trampoline and broke my foot. I walked down a flight of stairs and twisted my ankle. We have all these things that we've done in the past that now make us guarded to try new things because we've learned from our past experiences. And so that's not just because of walking. That's also emotionally. I'm not going to go to this party because last time I went to a party, this happened. I'm not going to go take a photo of myself because last time I posted a photo of myself, this happened. We all have these histories of things that we look at that help us speak out in our, and then that usually comes out as our inner saboteur telling us these things that from these events have happened to us in the past.
So this is what I want you all to do, or at least try. You all have a voice memo on your phone, right? You do? Most of us do on smartphones, or there's a way to record yourself.
You can also just do a recording of do a video recording.
Some people don't like seeing themselves, so do a voice memo. So that let me finish.
Record upside down.
Let me finish. Hello, this is me talking. Shh, zip it. Let me finish my idea.
They might not find the voice recorder.
You want to do my idea then?
No.
Then
I'm just saying you guys can use your camera.
So turn on your voice recorder, and you're gonna be, and this is what I want you to say. Hey, this is not your inner saboteur here. This is Jean-Luc, and you are an amazing, awesome person. You do great things, and you get through every single day with the best positive attitude you possibly can have. Next time you're having that bad thought about yourself, all you need to do is, this is not your inner saboteur here. This is Jean-Luc, and you are an amazing, awesome person. You do great things, and you get through every single day with the best positive attitude you possibly can have. This is really who you are. Sometimes we have a hard time repeating it to ourselves, but if you have a good day and you record it, and when you have that crappy day, you re-listen to yourself when you were having that good day.
Because I can guarantee you right now, every single one of you in this room had a moment in your past where you thought, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to get through this tomorrow. I'm pretty sure every single one of us have had those moments. And you made it through.
You did.
You're still here. And so
I'm telling you, last night I was in bed going, oh my God, I'm dying right now. I feel like crap. And it was not alcohol induced. I'm being very honest with you. I had maybe 1.5 drinks when I got home. I just did not feel good. So it was not like I had drank too much or anything like that. It was just
we went to bed at 10 p.m.
It was 10 o'clock. I was in bed on a Saturday night.
Good boys last
with
night.
My friends at home.
Yep.
Did I feel guilty about it? Yeah, I did. But you know what? It was the best decision for me at that.
That's the reason it was having a downward spiral. It was like
I felt guilt. There was guilt in me.
So the next point we want to bring before we go and have a private discussion with all of you in Zoom right now is we want to talk about, give you guys a powerful reminder. You're enough as you are. You are the only person that you are in this world.
You're the only you.
You're the only you. You bring, when you're making a nice recipe and you throw in that cayenne pepper and that's like the extra spice you need. You're the extra spice needed in this life. In the people's life that you have surrounded yourself with, your family, your friends, your coworkers. And you need to remember that even in those moments where you feel that you're not enough, you are enough. And that's the thing that a lot of us forget. We always think that others are better than us or that people are better than we are. But you know what those people think? The exact same thing you're thinking yourself. They also think that other people are better than they are. And they're also wishing they had something else. We're never happy enough. So remember that you are enough. You have an amazing family, amazing life, and you need to appreciate that every single day. And you need to stop speaking yourself in a negative way so that instead of getting that negative mindset and losing that motivation, use yourself to propel yourself forward and be proud of what you achieve. No matter how small it is, be proud of every single thing you do.
So we do have just a few quick little ideas for you for this week, specifically surrounding your why. So write your why on a sticky note somewhere.
Why are you doing this?
Why are you doing this? What is your why? Put it somewhere and put it everywhere if you have to. Put it on your fridge, put it in your bathroom, in your mirror, put it everywhere so you're always constantly seeing it on your computer screen. Create some type of low energy plan. So right now you're on this gung-ho, I'm doing 3 days a week, doing all this. Maybe create if this week is one of those weeks, I'm going to do 5 minutes a day instead. Have that backup plan for yourself.
Schedule your workouts, chats, or daily tasks. So if you know you can't join us Tuesday night to watch our session, but you want to make sure to watch it, schedule the time you're going to watch the recording.
Love that idea.
Schedule the time you're going to do your actual physical daily tasks. Your daily tasks that we post every day. When are you going to do that? Schedule that. Tell yourself, I'm going to do it at this time every day. Set up your environment for success. Make sure your water bottle is full. Make sure your workout clothes are out the night before. Or plan your meals ahead. Jean-Luc has to do his menu planning
tomorrow
for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
And he 6 out of 7 was what we put on the list because today's we had leftovers today.
Yes, and then there was another meal, so I have 3 meals that I can replay for next week. Yay! I'm just gonna move them to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
And remember, most of all, is to celebrate every single thing you do. If it's one commitment you could achieve, be proud of that. If it's just showing up and submitting your tracker with nothing on it, you're still showing up and doing something. What we've learned from doing KickStart multiple times is even if you don't get all of your commitments done every day, by tracking them every day and by really focusing on those 10 things, you eventually build habits from them. Even if you're not doing them every day now, in 2 weeks from now, instead of waking up and saying, oh, what's my list? You'll be like, oh yeah, my list is this. And you'll start remembering what these things are every day. You won't have to look up your list all the time.
And I'm gonna play it one more time. Hey, this is not your inner saboteur here. This is Jean-Luc. You are an amazing, awesome person. You do great things. I do. Through
You should just send this to all of them, right? Dude, don't you guys want this? Because he's not your inner saboteur. It's Jean-Luc speaking to you, telling you you're amazing. I just like you just.
But you know what? When you know what? When it comes from you, it's a whole different story.
I don't know. I think
So,
if it came from you, you're
talk-
extra special.
Talk to yourself.
See, they're all agreeing.
Talk to yourself like you are your own coach.
Yeah.
Okay? You are your own coach, and you're there 100% behind you because you just want to see yourself succeed. That's all we want.
Don't be a food critic. Don't criticize yourself.
No.
Let other people do that. They do it all the time anyways, right? Just let them criticize you. You just tell yourself how beautiful, how amazing you're doing every single day. Be that voice that treats yourself with the respect that you deserve.
So once again, as we've said several times, we're not looking for perfection at all. We're just looking for progress. Progress is perfection. Progress is perfection. Progress is what gets you to the next step. It gets you to the next level. It gets you to where you want to be. But guess what? You'll never be where you want to be because there's always somewhere else we want to go. And that's okay. That is okay.
So we're proud of all of you. We believe in all of you, and we're in this with you every single day. Well, let's make week 2 amazing. Let's kickstart together the week. And tomorrow morning we will be in step.
6:30.
6:30. This Tuesday we do have a chat. We have Eddie joining us. We will be doing chair yoga and deep breathing exercises. So join us on Tuesday night. This Thursday, we're going to be doing butter chicken and homemade garlic naan. So yum, yum, yum. Or garlic chickpeas, right? It's butter chickpeas or butter chicken.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it is. And then next Sunday, we have another topic for you guys. We're going to be talking about sleeping next week. How did we improve our sleep? How do we make sure that we get the good night's sleep? What are tips that you guys have? So we'll have a discussion just like tonight, sharing our tips, and then we'll have you guys come join us in Zoom to actually talk about your tips and tricks. So on that note, remember we have events coming up. So if you want to see any of our events, are on the emails you get every single Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And we'll see you tomorrow morning for those of you online.
And we're gonna go to sleep now.
That didn't work. There we go. That's her sleepy time music.
We'll let you guys listen to it next week. Stay tuned. Zoom will be with you in just 2 seconds. Bye, everybody else. We forgot to do TikTok tonight.
No, I know because we couldn't do it because we had the other phone.